Welcome. Today we're going to talk about this awesome 2022 Volvo XC40. This is a Recharge, which is a fully electric version of the XC40. There was also a gas version. This one has a fully charged range of a little over 220 miles. This is the ultimate trim level, which is a range topping trim level. This thing was not cheap. The original MSRP was close to $60,000. But luckily in the pre-owned market, you can get one of these like this. This particular example has about 8,000 miles and it's priced a little under 40,000. So on the pre-owned market, it's a pretty good value if you like the options and color combination. This is a fantastic all-electric compact crossover, kind of similar to the Model Y. Obviously Tesla, they're a giant in the EV industry. The Model Y has become the best-selling, not EV, but best-selling car in the world. But not everyone is crazy about Teslas. I have a Tesla myself. I love Teslas. I'm a career car guy. I've spent all my life in the car business, and I see EVs as the future, and I've adopted an EV as my commuter. I also have gas cars too. An EV can complement a home of gas cars very nicely. EVs are generally more efficient compared to gas, and they have far less maintenance costs because a gas car has thousands of moving parts where an EV has dozens. So there's no, spark plugs, no, emission control system, no gas tanks. There's a lot less complexity with EVs, so they're a lot less, they're a lot less demanding as far as maintenance goes. This has an absolutely beautiful interior. The fit and finish in this thing is absolutely impeccable. We have this nice kind of synthetic leather and suede Alcantara type material for the seats, very comfortable. We have this nice kind of blue carpeting on the doors, and this really cool design for the inlays. Almost looks like a rock or granite or something like that. Big glass panel that allows lots of natural light inside. We have heated front seats, nice heated steering wheel. Volvo has a nice clean design in the interiors. This has a Harman Kardon audio system, so you have a big screen here, which is fantastic, and then you have another screen here. This one is powered by Google. This is Android Auto, so you can have Google Maps and stuff like that. Fantastic infotainment system. Really nice detailed maps. A climate control system, heated steering wheel. You'll get the hang of it. It's fairly intuitive to use. This is kind of like using a smartphone, so not overly complex. Very intuitive. We have a nice parking camera as well, and parking sensors, and then you can do a 360 view as well, which is really cool. So no excuses for scuffing up those bumpers with this really cool composite camera display. We'll take it for a spin around the block too. Let's do a little walk run and I'll take it out for a spin. This thing is actually really quick with dual electric motors and over 400 horsepower. This thing is really quick. And you can have analog style gauges left and right. And then you have the Google Map right there in the middle. Really nice color combination, a beautiful design. Volvo just does a fantastic job designing cars. Nice streamlined body. And Volvo kind of has their own design theme. It's kind of that minimalist, Scandinavian styling. Pretty nice departure from, all the rest of the cars, but sometimes cars have a tendency to blend together. Me being in the car business, I see so many cars, and sometimes, it just seems like, different brands, they just all start to look the same. They're all just trying to copy each other's design themes. Volvo is kind of like an automotive breath of fresh air. We have a little bit extra storage in here as well. You could put the battery charger. Then you can access like the add wiper fluid, and there's other underneath these panels. I think there's a cabin filter and stuff like that for maintenance. Nice lid for the hood. Just has a nice overall feeling of quality. The way the things close, the hood, the doors. This thing just feels like it's well built, and close to $60,000 when it was brand new is not cheap. This is a compact, but it still has a decent amount of rear seat legroom. We have rear outbound heated seats, and that nice glass roof panel also benefits the rear seat occupants. I love the rear styling as well. We have this little spoiler here, power rear liftgate. We have a cargo area cover, and of course you can fold down the seats too for more cargo space. Also has a cargo pass-through. A little bit extra storage under there. So here is a charger. So there's two ways to charge. You have an adapter for a 110 outlet. This is not the most efficient way of charging. Obviously, if you don't have a 220 outlet to charge it, it's not the end of the world, but this will probably add about 3 to 5 miles of range per hour. So you could probably maybe get a 50 to 70 miles of range overnight when you charge this, you get home and charge it. But for those of you who drive more, it's definitely recommended that you get a 110 outlet installed. We have an adapter for that. So it's basically like a dryer outlet. So you get this installed in your house. I have one installed right outside my house for my Tesla. And this is going to add like 20 to 30 miles of range per hour. So you'll get a full charge in like 4 or 5 hours with this 220 adapter. And it's not that easy to add a 110 outlet. Any electrician should be able to do that. It's fairly simple. All right, let's get behind the wheel and take this thing out for a spin. All right, we're going to take this XC40 Recharge Ultimate out for a spin. The one thing, you know, that people aren't crazy about when they're first driving EVs, and it's what we've been trained, we're so used to be driving gas cars, we're used to the way they drive, so we kind of have to reprogram our brain for that. And the thing that people seem to complain the most about that are kind of EV adverse is they don't like the regenerative braking. But what regenerative braking is when you take your foot off the accelerator, it basically reverses the polarity of the electric motor, turning it into a generator. So all that, you know, energy you lose through braking, all that kinetic energy you lose through heat through braking, instead of losing it, it reverses the polarity of the electric motor, it uses the electric motor to slow the vehicle down, and it puts it back in the battery. So what I like about it is you can pretty much one pedal drive. I'm going to drive this vehicle and I'll tell you when I hit the brake, but right now I haven't hit the brake once. I take my foot off the brake and it accelerates. So you learn to modulate the power. You kind of have to reprogram your brain, but you can modulate the power and you can pretty much one pedal drive. So instead of constantly taking your foot off the gas and hitting the brake, you can just modulate the power with the throttle, and it's a lot easier. And this thing scoots with close to 400 horsepower. Once I get it straightened out here on the highway, I'll floor it, I'll put the pedal to the metal and see how this thing accelerates. Oh, we got a Volvo over there, the big brother, the XC60. I don't think they have a fully electric version of that yet. They have a plug-in hybrid. All right, we got a green light, so I'm gonna just stop the gas. Whoa, handled that corner pretty nice. Yeah, and this thing is just rocketing to 60 miles an hour without any issue at all. And the thing I also like about EVs, which gas cars can't compete with, is just the instant throttle response. It is instantaneous. So I don't have anyone behind me. We'll test on the roll on acceleration. I'm just going to mouse the throttle right now, and you just take off instantly. If this was a gas car and you decide to mouse the throttle with roll and acceleration, there'll be a momentary hesitation while the car thinks about which gear to downshift in, to rev the engine to. With EVs, it's just instantaneous thrust. It's fun. This thing is really quiet, really nice. Being a crossover SUV, you have a nice high up commanding view of the road. I love the big thick rimmed steering wheel. Feels really nice in your hands, and it's heated, which is fantastic. This thing changes directions nice. It's so quiet and smooth. That's the other thing too. Once you get behind the wheel of an EV, there's no vibration from the engine. There's only one gear, so that you don't feel the shifting of a transmission. It's just so smooth. It almost feels chaotic when you get back into a gas car. It almost feels like going back into the future. I mean, it almost feels like going back in time. Yeah, really nice car, or crossover SUV. Great acceleration, smooth, spacious. This thing's just a lot of fun. If you're in the market for an EV, definitely one to consider. If you're not if you're not crazy about Teslas, not crazy about Elon, but you want an EV, this is definitely one to check out. Well, thanks so much for joining me on this little drive. Hopefully we see you again. Hopefully it was informative. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.